Hello and welcome to this lesson. This lesson may be so simple for those who've been using Revit, but you realize later on if you just watch up to the end that this is quite a useful lesson. In this lesson, we are just going to see how you can customize, the bubbles, okay, for your grids, okay? Sometimes it's necessary because as you keep on increasing, the annotation there within the bubble, you find that sometimes the circle is quite small. So you are going to see on how you can reduce the size for the annotation inside there, the numbering or the letter. In other cases, from what you are seeing here, this is not the default bubble. As you can see, I've customized it. In other region, they want it to be like that. And you'll see different ways of how you can customize it. You can see that we have the color there. For example, again, if I just select on the grid there, okay, and click on edit type, you see that you may want to customize your grid maybe like that type there. If I click on apply, of course you've seen in other regions this is how they want the grids to be. Okay, if I click on edit once again and go to that type there, click on apply, okay, you may want to have a rectangular or a square head, as you can see from here. And finally, you may also want to have something like this. Okay, so this is what we are going to do in this lesson, so stay tuned and make sure that you watch up to the end. Now, before I proceed, I just want to ask you to make sure that if you like what I'm doing, please make sure that you like this video and turn on the bell notification. And for anyone who would like to learn Revit from start to finish, that is Revit architecture, Revit structure, make sure that you check the links in the description. You might be interested. The courses are good, the courses that I've created. So without wasting much of your time, let's get started in this lesson. Okay, so what I'll do, I will just open a new project so that we just start from scratch. So what I'm going to do, I'll just click on File, then go to New and click on Project. Then from here, I'll simply pick, I can use an architectural or structure. It doesn't matter because the grids are the same. So I'll simply go to Metric, Architectural Template and click on OK. So you see that we have a new project, as you can see from here. Now, I also need to explain one or two things on grids. Okay, don't worry if you're already a user of Revit. This is also, an opportunity for beginners to understand on how to, to use also the grids before I go to those advanced steps. So, a grid can be created from the architecture or the structure. You see that under the structure, that is the grid. Under the architecture, the same location, we have the grid. So, you can create it from either architecture or structure, it doesn't matter. So I'll leave it at architecture, click on grid. Once you click on grid, you see that you have the tools here. If it's a line, if it's an arc, okay, all these other tools there, multi segment. You see, if I click on multi segment, you can keep on clicking. If you have a grid, something like this as a grid, and click on finish, then you can have a grid. That is what multi segment means. I'll select on it and delete. Go back to architecture. Click on grid, that is the multi segment. If you have lines already drawn there, for example, if I go to annotate there, I'll pick detail line and just draw a line there, escape, then go to architecture and go to grid or GR on your keyboard, that's the shortcut. I'll click on it. You see that if I go to pick lines, click on it and I pick there, you see that it will change to a grid. So that is the pick line option. Once again, I'll just escape and select this one and delete. Okay, select on it and delete. Then go back to the grid. We have another option there. Right here, you see that any these are self-explanatory. If you want an arc, you can pick on it, select first point, second point, and you have the radius. You can specify the radius for that arc. So see that I can have the grid right there with its bubble. Okay, I'll escape once again and simply delete. Okay, go back to the grid. Okay, so these are the tools that you can use to create your grids. Now, apart from that, you see that we have an offset. For example, as I was picking that line, which I just did, if I want to have a grid at an offset, I can still pick that tool there to give a grid at a particular distance. Okay, we know the offset, what it means. Then under the properties, this is where you can pick. Okay, by default, we have the bubble, that is the head. In this case, it's a circle. So we have the 6.5mm bubble, then 6.5mm bubble with gap. These are just some of the, you can create and you can switch to any of these. So I'll go back to architecture there, then grid there. Let me just show you how you can now start creating a number of grids. So if I just zoom in there, I can start with the vertical or the horizontal grids, or even at an angle, it doesn't matter depending on the project. So to create a grid, just click the first point and the second point. If I just escape, you see that if you created a number of grids there, it will remember the previous grid that you created. But if you want to start with one, for example, just click within the bubble there and change the number to any, annotation to any. Okay, according to the numbering system, click outside. You see that it starts with 1. Okay, now if I want to continue, I can select on that one and simply copy. You can still use the copy tool just like that. You can see you can watch the dimension there and create your own grids. I'll escape like that. If you want maybe to change the spacing, make sure that you select the grid that you want to move. You can see that is the spacing between the two grids. If I change this one, the one I selected will move. So you see that I can change this one maybe to 5m, which is 5 meters. Enter. I'm using millimeters in this template. Click outside. So you can continue changing them like this. If it's 10m, okay, 10 meters, just 10m. You can do that. Go to the next one. If you want, you can even use millimeters. For example, 3000. Enter. You can do like that. So this is how you can, change the spacing for the grids. If you want to now do the horizontal ones, if I want, I can select one grid CS on my keyboard, meaning that I'm creating a similar one. Then I can simply pick the first point and the second point, escape. You see that it will remember the last, numbering system. I can click within there and A within there. I want it to have, letters, click outside. Okay. I can select on it CS on my keyboard, or I can still go there. And maybe instead of changing letter on, I can watch the dimension there, click the first point, second point, somewhere there, click the first point, the second point. Okay, it's not perpendicular, horizontal. I can undo this one, select or CS on your keyboard. It's a very, very fast option. Then I can click there, first point and second point. Okay, so this is how you create the grids. It's very, very easy to do. Okay, for example, if you want to, to specify a particular grid in between there, you can click on architecture, then grid there. Then if I place that grid there, okay, and I want to change the numbering, maybe B.1, just click there and type B, 0.1, it will still be there without a problem. Okay, now if you want to modify, to just clean up your grids, if I just select on one, you see that the grids are locked. As you can see from there, you can, drag the grids like that, just like that. As you can see, I can select on these and simply drag. I just want to move it closer there. Okay, you can check the actual, spacing between the two. I'll just drag it up to somewhere there because I want to show on how you can customize the head. I'll move it closer there. Okay, now if you want to be specific, just click there, change the dimension there. Make sure that you select the one you want to move, change the dimension, as simple as that. Now, if you want to show the bubbles on top and everywhere there, you can just select on the grid and just use that one. One by one, you are able to turn on the bubbles. If you don't want to turn on the bubbles one by one, just select one of the grids, then click on edit type and you are under the type properties. We have this option and one, plan view symbol and one. Once you check the two boxes, apply OK, then you have the bubbles on all the 4 sides. Okay, so if you want to remove the bubble on just on one side, you can do one by one, or you can simply select on one, go to edit. If you want to deactivate the other side, apply OK, then you have it right there, and I can bring this one back. Okay, so that's how you create your grids. Right, now let's go ahead and see how you can change the size for example, you see that if I go to scale, I change it to 1000. You see that it will behave, depending on the scale that you have here. So sometimes you find that you may need to change the size for that head. Okay, if I go maybe to 1 to 20, you see that it will look too small. Okay, so usually you may at some point you may want to change the the size for the head, and this is what we are going to do. So you see that if I select on that grid, I go to edit there. There is no option here within the properties where you're going to change the size for the head. Of course, you can change its color from there. That is okay. If I just want to have magenta, apply okay. You see that the color will change for the grid, except for the head, because we have to change that in a family. Okay, you see that again. If I select on it, you see that is the symbol grid head circle. This is where the ones that we are going to create will appear here, as I was just showing you. Then we have the center segment is continuous. These are the properties. This is self-explanatory. Segment pattern, grid line. As you can see, that is the line that you are seeing here. If I change to 0.2 millimeters, you see that you can do whatever you want. These segments can be created, but I'll simply maintain which one did we use? Grid. Where is the grid? Grid line is right there. Okay, apply. Okay, I'm happy with what I have. So you can change these lines from that option. Click on it once again. What else do we have to change? These are the only things. Like the color, you can change. The grid line, you can change. And now let's go to the next step where you can customize the head, and those families you are going to create will appear right there. I'll cancel. Okay, so we said that you can change the color from here and the size from the properties, but you have now to go to the families. Click on family. Okay, then under annotation, I'll go to annotation symbols. Then I want to find where we have grid. Okay, so if I go down here, okay, need to find it here. What is it? Grid head, no bubble, and grid head circle. This is the circle that we are using. If I click there, you see that in the properties, that is the one we are seeing. So if I just click there, right click, and I say edit, okay, you see that this is the family where we are. So from here, if I just want to change the size, it's just a matter of selecting on that one. Then you can change the radius. If I want to have maybe 4 so that it's a little bit smaller, click outside. Since I want to change and override the default one, I'm not going to save it. I'll just say load there, and that is the project. Okay, I'll do for both projects. It's okay. Then click on OK. I don't want to save, no, because I just want to load it here. Okay, this is not a project. Okay, I would say override. Okay, it has jumped to the other project, but I want this one. Okay, so let me just close this project. I showed you what we are trying to do so that it doesn't, get in our way. I'll just click on no. Okay, this is the one. Then I'll go back to this one. I'll select on it. This is number 4. Then click on load into project. Do you want to save? First, I'll not save it. I'll just click on no and overwrite. You see that it will be smaller like this. So if you see the need of changing the size for the head, this is what you are going to do. Okay, now let's go to the other step of now customizing the head. Again, it's just a matter of going to that one, right click, then click on edit. Okay, this time I'm going to save. You see that this is the family environment, and what you are going to do is simply go to create and click on line. Then I'll go to circle, okay, and click on maybe offset. Then the offset, if I want to have 0.5, that's okay. Then create a copy. Then I can simply offset it like that. So I want to save this one file and save as a family. I'll duplicate, what I already have here. Okay, I'll call it custom head. I'll just give it a, then save. All right, then load. Okay, it's gonna be loaded. Then I'll simply create another one before I start changing. I'll go back there, right click, then I'll click on edit. Okay, all right, sorry, I went to the levels, just click on no. I'm dealing with the grid head, right click, then edit. Okay, then I'm here. I'll do the same thing, just go to line, then I'll simply offset. We have 0.5 copy inside there. Then I'll go to create and pick the line. And if I just want to create something like this, maybe 2. Okay. All right. As you can see, we are just in the family environment. And if you want to create, so this is where you can create any kind of a shape that you want just within here too. Okay. Then I'll click on file and save as a family. Then I'll give this one as B. All right, this is just my naming, B, then click on save. All right, so it's saved. If I want, I can load it within the project. Again, I'll go back, grid head. Okay, actually, you can even see that it's appearing here, A, B, and we had that one. It's loading within there. Then right click and edit. Let me do the last one. Okay, you can go ahead and finish up the other ones. This time, I want to do a square. Then I'll just pick that line there, pick there. I just want to draw these lines at random. Then I'm just going to trim. Okay, you see how I'm going to do it. Then pick that one and that one. Then from this point, pick that one and that one. Then TR on your keyboard for trim, pick that one and that one. This one and this line, I'm just trimming this one by using TR on my keyboard. Modify, then I'll simply erase the circle. Okay, so if you want to have the box one, the one I showed you, you can just load it, but let me just, rotate this one so that you can just have the rotated one, but the box one is just coming from here, the one which is not rotated. So I'll just go to rotate, then I want to rotate it from this point, which is 45. You can just type 45, or you can just pick there. Then file and save as a family. I want to call this one as C. Okay, then make sure that the name is right there. Then just click there and save. Okay, then load there. It's right there. Okay, so you see that I have A, B, C, and the default one. Okay, you see that the size is smaller for this one. If I now want to change, I can simply select on that, click on edit and go there. I can pick A, apply. You see that it's right there. If this is how I want it to be, it looks good. Okay, so let me change this one, maybe 1 to 100. You see, I said depending on the scale, it will start changing. You see that this one, if it's B.1 is too big, then you can go ahead and change, the letter there inside. Just go to the family and change the size so that it fits. So this is how you're going to manipulate it. If I go back there, select, I can pick the other one, maybe B, apply. Okay, you see that I have the other one. If I want to change to the other one, which is the last one, click on edit. Am I here? Click any grid, because we're under the type properties, everything will change. Go to C, apply. Okay, you see that you have everything. So I just thought of sharing with you this technique. It's not everyone who knows how to change the grid, the heads, and all these properties. But if you like it, make sure that you like this video and subscribe to my channel, and make sure that you check the links in the description for those courses which I've created if you want to learn more and more in Revit. So see you in some more lessons in future.